What's going on, everyone? This is just going to be kind of a test stream, probably going to keep it pretty short. The idea for what I'm trying to do is trying to do a live stream while we're going to draw in one of the CAD programs. I'll be using Fusion 360, which is a free CAD program. Anybody can download it. Doesn't, just take some basics. The point of these streams is not going to be to teach you how to model in 3D. It's just going to kind of be a situation where you can watch the path that I take, it kind of breaking down an idea into the shapes that how I think, and then work up from there. 3D modeling is one of those things where you can think about things a million different ways, and everyone's going to do it slightly different. Everyone's got a little bit of a style. So tonight I'm going to work on a project for my woods runner. I wanted to test this stream, and for it, I thought I would use this project. So let's do exactly that. I'm going to pick something very simple to use for this first example, and I'm going to just draw up something that is widely available or widely used, and that's going to be an Optima yellow top battery. So I'm going to just show you how I would do that, and we're going to knock that out. The other thing that I'm going to do with these streams when I'm hopefully doing them more regularly is whatever I draw at the end, I will upload to Thingiverse. And the whole point of what I'm drawing is most likely going to be for 3D printing. So whatever we draw during this, I will make available. I think I can possibly make available the actual CAD file I use as well. And if I can do that, I will, at least if I can do that easily. So that's going to be the plan. This is a theory, this is a test of this type of stream, and we'll see how it works out. My computer in here is built okay. It's not my strongest computer, but it's the one that I'm using for streaming, so this is what we got. Let's see how it goes. So I've got multiple things set up. We're going to go to a desktop view so you can see what I'm seeing in the CAD program. This is Fusion 360 here, this blank window currently, and then you obviously know what the rest of the cameras are. So yes, this is late at night. This is not when I would normally be testing this is not when I normally be streaming this. This is purely for the purposes of testing this type of setup. I'll do my best to watch the comments as I go. But of course that's going to delay a little bit the process. So anyway, I've got a blank window of Fusion 360 open here. The other thing I have open is I've got Optima's website open. This is how I would go about trying to, find what I'm going to model. You can model a lot of this stuff from memory or, from a picture, whatever, but I'm just going to find something. Let's pick a car. Let's pick the woods runner body, which is like a 67 Chevy C10. So let's do that. Chevy C10 pickup, choose an engine, the biggest. 5.3 V8. Find your battery. So here we've got the 6-pack yellow Optima battery is kind of what I'm after. That's the look, right? So let's go with that. Something simple and perfect. It's got dimensions for us. 6.8, 10.6. Yeah, perfect. This is exactly what I want. So we're going to use these measurements to come up with our model. And I'm going to model this at 1/9 scale, since that seems to be Matt's favorite scale, and it's usually pretty close. Let's catch up on comments real quick. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining, everyone that's there. Let's see. Interesting to see how another person creates a 3D model. Yeah, like I said, everybody thinks differently in CAD. How you break down shapes. Everyone's got, so my goal is not going to be to teach you the most efficient way, because the other thing is that this is not the program I am most comfortable with in CAD, but it's free. So I would rather stumble through this and have a fun time discussing live with you guys rather than, try and find a way to get a $10,000 copy of SolidWorks on this computer, so we're going to go with the free program that anybody can get, and you can stumble through it with me if you'd like. So, yeah, again, thanks everyone for joining. So, all right, 6.8, we'll just go width and length first. So 6.8 and 10.06. And like I said, we're going to do this in 1/9 scale. So first things we're going to do, I'm going to create just a rectangle for the bottom, and then I'm going to make some kind of construction lines that allow me to constrain this thing roughly where I want it. I'm using a lot of hotkeys because I prefer hotkeys rather than keeping going up to the menu. So, and then down here, the length, this thing in full size is 10.06 inches. Did I miss the decimal? 0.6 inches. And then I'm just going to divide that by 9 right in CAD, and that'll just scale it for us. And then the height, or not the height, but the depth, however you want to call it, was what, 6.88 inches. We're going to divide that by 9 as well. So there we've got the size of our base. And kind of rotate that around. Go back to the image, oops, of, and it doesn't change it for me, of course. It only changes it for your screen. So I'm just kind of drawing a square for the base, and then we'll start to round things from there. We've got the 6-pack design for yellow Optimus, and we'll start replicating that to give me my proportions of everything. Wow. Sorry, I'm gonna try and keep up with comments a little bit. We'll take breaks in the middle. We'll talk about the 3D printing side later. That's like a whole nother thing. Let's see. In these, a car or pickup. Is this a car or pickup pattern? This is going to be for this scale model of a pickup here. So that's why I chose 1967 Chevy C10. Does Fusion 360 require internet after downloading? That I do not know, sir. Anyway, I was taking a look at the Optimus screen again to see what that looks like. So we're going to break this thing up into the 6-pack design. So again, I'm just drawing some sketching, rough shapes. Oops. Make those equal sized. We're going to put them all on the same line. Make sure that line is horizontal. And then we're going to make sure that the middle one is on the midpoint. So now we have 3 equally spaced. And then we can do other things like say that we want that tangent to this. Same one here. Let's see. I definitely misclicked there and it dropped them down for me. So do that one more time. I don't know why that jumped onto there. Of course, doing things while you know people are watching makes everything more difficult, more fun. So, all right. Man, even when you switch screens, we can't see. Oh, let's need to share the Fusion screen. Can you guys not see Fusion right now? Because it shows that I'm showing Fusion, so. Oh, I didn't switch screens for when, okay. I didn't switch screens for when I created the rectangle. My bad. Again, this is, we're all gonna just stumble through this test stream together. But again, and CAD is definitely not the most exciting thing to watch. So any of you guys who actually make it through this stream, awesome. And like I said, this is not the CAD program that I prefer either. So we're just kind of, we're going to get through it, create something. We're getting there. Okay, so, and of course I'm going to be delayed on the reading responses, so I'm going to think things are even more behind. So I'm going to allow for some overlap in the six-pack design. I'm just kind of going to go with that. Then I'm just going to do like a simple mirror. So objects to mirror, I'm just going to mirror all of these, and we're going to do it about that halfway line. So that's going to give me the idea of those 6 cells in that Optima yellow top, like you see there. Right? Right. We're all on board with that? Sound good enough? Now I had drawn those lines as construction lines initially. I'm just going to make them solid for now. And then one thing I don't remember is, okay, so on the sides, the Optimas actually looked like they dip way in, but in the front, they're solid between the cells. So now we're going to just call this sketch finished. Now we just need to assign the areas that we want to bring upward. Now again, I can't reiterate this enough because this is the internet. This is not the CAD program I'm the most comfortable with. I know there's a lot of people who do tutorials and all that. Right now, I'm trying to do just the stream. So all of the different things that I could be doing better and more efficiently. I know there's always those things. Anyway, 7.88 inches high is the overall height. We're just going to go, we're going to go almost, let's just go all the way there. Why not? So again, to come up with that scale, we're going to go 7.88 inches, and we're going to divide that by 9. And now we have the proportions. Oh, actually, see, as I do it, I understand that that is not how that thing should look. It doesn't have the pad design. So instead, we're going to go back and edit that, and we're just going to do a very small extrude. We're just going to go like 2 millimeters to just give us a base. And actually, I'm going to change that one more time, and I'm going to extrude that down 2 millimeters, and I'll show you why. So we're going to do that. I'm going to make sure that I can still see my previous sketch. And then we're going to just do another extrude, and we're going to choose all of the areas, but why did it choose that? It did something funny on me. There we go. That looks better. So we're going to do that 7.88 inches. Actually, let's just go like 7.5 inches and then divide that by 9. Just because we're going to leave a little bit for the base at the bottom and some detail on top. So now let's look at the comments again. Good now. Okay, just getting through there. Josh, I need to borrow $5,000 for a ripper. You'd be 500 short still. So, he's speaking of the one that I posted for sale. There's one for sale right now. All you people who always ask me for rippers, there's one for sale right now. It's $5,500. It's a good deal for a ripper. Hey now, not all of us who have never worked with CAD are going to be super judgy right now because we are on the internet. Show us the magic. Yeah. Again, some people will never be able to help themselves, and they will immediately be judgy about the way I'm doing something in CAD and the keystrokes I could do to make this so much faster, and I should watch this guy's tutorial. I know. Now you know what it's like to teach online. Distant learning. Thanks, Moose Jaw. I appreciate that. So yeah, if you want like actual step-by-step courses, yeah, there's like Titans of CNC, and there's some guys online who do great tutorials on like teaching you all the steps. Go do that. If you're like looking to learn all the step-by-step stuff and the whole deal. I'm just showing you like my thought process when I'm trying to draw an item. And it's going to be different since I'm trying to talk at the same time, of course. We need the librarian in here so she can read our messages and correct his screen issue. Says, what are we looking at? Just got here. The idea of this stream is I'm going to take and draw a project, show you kind of how I go through it, not a how-to, but just how I think about it. And then at the end, I will give you all the STL if you would like to 3D print it yourself. I'm going to draw myself this Optima yellow top battery for use in my Woods Runner, theoretically. I don't know if I'm actually going to use a 3D printed battery in here or not, but that's what we're drawing it for this exercise. So yes, it's late. This is not the time I would normally be streaming, or starting a stream at least. This is just because I want to test my setup here. I haven't tried to run a CAD program while streaming and all of that. Just seeing how it taxes my system and whatnot. Always looking to improve, but you know. So anyway. All right. Now we're going to, I need to put a top on this thing. Very simple top. I'm just gonna connect some dots to make this simple for me. Oops. I'm just going to make this like a pretty simple item to 3D print. You could go way more in depth if you wanted, but not what I'm. We're going to keep it simple because I also don't plan to stream for 2 hours. This is supposed to just be a quick test. Simple top. Let's go another 2 millimeters. Hey, almost looks like the top of a bat. I mean, it's pretty dirt simple. Oh, sorry. God, again, I was not on the fusion thing. All right, we're gonna, I'll get better at this, probably. Let me just go back. I drew a sketch on top showing, the top of the battery, and then I created the lines to make things simple. My bad. Why does everyone keep saying F? Oh, wrong screen. Thank you, everybody. I will get better at this. Oh my goodness. Too much fun. And I'm like a little rushy, this isn't one I normally do, but now I'm actually going back to the Optima one so that I can see what it's supposed to look like. The yellow top, it doesn't have the front posts like the red tops do here. Batteries are pretty dirt simple, aren't they? There's not a whole lot to them. Just trying to see if there's any. I mean, man, oh, so I do see at the bottom here, it does kind of indent there, but then it fills in once it gets a little bit further up. We should do that. Let's do that. Switching screens, and now we're going back to Fusion. So, okay. First, let's put the top on this. Oh, actually, I already did that, and I was just backing up to show you guys. we're going to just do magic. Boom. There you go. Magic. So that is like that's a dirt simple battery. I mean, I picked a pretty boring item, didn't I? Maybe we'll make it better. We'll draw something else around it. But I did notice these things actually kind of pulled down like that. Yes, I know I could have done both of those at once, and so I'm doing that look. See how, and now it also has like a cutout on the side at the same time. Let's just add it. Why not? I'm not going to go crazy with how it looks. We're just going to do so let's just make this using D for dimension. I'm just going to do a 1.5 millimeter wide slot. So how far does it go? It looks like it goes almost to the top. So about to there? Sure. Now we'll mirror that thing that we just did. Feature, and select that cut, and we'll select the, what is that, the that would be the XY or ZY plane, right? Wait. I think that's the ZY plane. It is. So now we copied that cut to both sides. Oh my God. Why can I not remember? Why can I not remember to change screens? I need to just close that browser. Wow. We're backing up. I'm going to show you what I did. I swear I'm just doing this I drew a small rectangle on the side here. And then I just drug that upwards to make a cut on the side, and then I mirrored that to the other side. So that's to kind of give us the look of switching to the optimum. See that little cut on the side there? All right, now back on Fusion, but I'm going to read comments and figure out how many people yelled at me because I'm an idiot. I love the F for Fusion. You get Jesus. Remember to switch screens. Switching screens like a cassette. Oh my God. I'm awful. I can't believe I keep doing that. Oh, and my wife's making a smoothie now. This is a stream win. It's a good thing this is labeled as a test, right, guys? Jesus. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry about that noise. I'm sure that is awful. I'm going to turn the volume down. Okay, she's done. Here we go. Oh my God. You guys' comments are great, at least. Thanks for that. I have had 0 beverages of any sort tonight. Worst video ever. All right. So switching to Optima, we're going to take a look. Pretty basic. We need to add like the basic posts on top. That's obvious. You know, there's little details we can add, but if this is going to be 3D printed, you have to be kind of realistic with the size of some of your details, just so that, you know, you don't go overboard and just waste printer time. So, and I know I turned my volume back up. So, oh, he says, watch me forget to turn that up. So, okay, switching to Fusion. We got it. Somebody was saying it looks tall, and it actually kind of does look tall. But we did this to the scale of what that battery was suggesting. But I mean, that's the nice thing is that you know, CAD, let's change it, because I agree, it actually does look kind of tall. So let's well, for one, we can use the inspect tool, and let's just see what this says it is. It says it's 25 millimeters tall. So, I mean, that's 1 inch tall. 25.4 millimeters is 1 inch. So, 1 inch tall, that's a pretty tall scale battery. So, you know, you can get yourself a frame of reference. Let's take it down to 3/4 of an inch. So, or, you know, just go to 20 millimeters. Sounds like a good one. So, we did, let's edit that. So we had a 2 millimeter base, and we're having a 2 millimeter cap. So 4 millimeters off of 20 will go 16 millimeters tall. Shorten it up a little bit. I think that looks better too. Now I did do a couple of things like with those sides. So let's not bring those down as far. Let's go to 12 millimeters there. And this one, since I didn't link it, I need to modify that as well. 12. And then we have to change our cut, because we don't want to go all the way up. We're going to go -10. So now we've adjusted our size, and I agree. I think it looks a little bit better. So, is that the case dimension or dimensions to the top of posts? It's hard to say, but the thing is that it doesn't really matter, and we just do what we want. So, right? We can change it and make it look however we want. Going back to the Optima, the one thing that does look good is it's got a little bit of a definition between the top and the actual, between the top and the cells themselves. And maybe if we add some sort of detail line in around there, it would look better. So let's do that. Switching to Fusion. So we're gonna make a sketch on that plane there. And we're just gonna do an offset of, let's see. Oh, actually, I can't, I have to draw all those lines. Actually, I can't. There's a convert entity button on SolidWorks that I like a lot, and there probably is in Fusion, but I don't know it. And there's a collinear, but oh, some of my normal buttons are hidden because I have my screen slightly shrunken, so that I have my streaming software open on one side and YouTube and all that. So anyway, so we're gonna do that. I actually don't know what these radii are. Oh, super handy, non-consistent 5.397. I don't know why I didn't key something in. 5.397. So we're just matching the outside for now, and then we're going to do a 1 10 o'clock. A 1 millimeter offset inward. And I'm going to take that and just oops. We're just going to take that down. Oops. And do a simple 1 millimeter cut around it. Kind of adds something. Again, when it's 3D printed, it's going to look different. So on the actual Optima, these lips that are out around there probably stick out, or maybe the top is slightly outset. I'm also trying to make this so that it's easy to 3D print without any supports, you know, just a very simple 3D print. I'm not trying to make it like it's super scale accurate, just it's going to be recognizable enough to make it simple. So back to Fusion. And since I do want to make it somewhat 3D printer convenient, oops, on the underside there, we're going to see if we can throw a chamfer in. Will it do it for us for 1 millimeter? 0.5 even? Oh, I got two distance on equal distance. No, it doesn't want to do that one just because of those inner lines and all. I kind of figured that. Be all right. Back to comments for just a second. Are you going to include scale wires? I could, but not in the print. Like, the point of this is more for the, you know, just to make something that's a simple print. The other thing is this is getting a little close to there. Let's adjust that cut again slightly. Let's go 9. Let's give ourselves a little bit more room between those features. All right, now let's add a couple of posts on top. We don't need to keep messing around with ridiculous stuff. Now, this is a feature that is going to be fairly small when you 3D print it, so you should be reasonable with your dimension. What? Oops. Where did that? I don't even know where that went. Where did I draw that feature? I'm drawing these at the center point of the radius, just because. Make those equal. Take that, extrude them up, say 1 mil, just for like the base of the post, maybe. Yeah, that larger base area of the post should be good enough. Okay, so now back to Fusion. For this part, I'm going to make a sketch, and instead of, so oftentimes when I do 3D printing, I like to make things designed to use other parts, obviously. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to make these posts, I'm going to make them for a 2.5 millimeter set screw so that I can actually put a metallic post in the top. So I'm not going to put a red and a yellow or red and a black cover because, you know, covers are for when you're not using a battery like normally, other than the big plastic covers that go over it, which we could almost design like that. But am I going to get all scale? No. Nope, we're going to make it easy. We're going to go 2.1 millimeter, and we're going to make these two things, these two features the same. And then I'm going to cut them down like 6 mil. So now I'm going to use those, and I'm just going to thread in a 2.5 millimeter set screw. That way I can have a little metal battery post on the top of my scale battery. And then I can have them, you know, sticking up as much as I would like. Let's go back to Optima. Is there anything else we should do? So it's got some other, like some nubs on the backs, you know, behind the post area there, kind of out towards that rear edge. It's got an area where we see the Optima logo itself. A lot of this stuff I'm not too worried about. You know, we could take and put the front mount post areas on. Maybe we'll just do that because this thing's turning out pretty simple. So first we'll put those couple random nubs that are on the top of this case, because why not? And we'll make them 3 millimeters. And we'll just make sure that they're properly spaced. What? Something snaps to something, and I'm not sure what it is. Oh, that is that locked onto? There's the constraint that's, nope, we're just deleting it. Oh. All right, sorry. We're picking an arbitrary point for these two. 3 millimeter diameter. Make sure that they're both the same. Okay, put a couple of dimensions on that. Yeah, 7. Sure. 3 millimeter actually looks a little big. Let's do a 2.5. Make those a little smaller. And then make those two not construction lines. And bring them up. Ooh, that was too tall. 1 millimeter. Something like that. All right, now take a look at the comments real quick. Do you prefer chamfers over fillets? I do for 3D printing, just because I feel like it's more of a, you know, the overlaps are more consistent. You don't get that ramping style. So that's why I like to use chamfers, like especially for on the underside of things. I prefer chamfers over fillets. What do people use for scale wires anyway? I need some for my SCX-10 III, looking to mock up a Chevy 572. I use, well, you can see here, these wires here. This is actually the wire that comes on the inside of an Ethernet cable. And I use it actually for functional wire, but it's nice and small. And it would actually work for something like that. So if you have an old Ethernet cable, cut them, and they'll be like 5 different colors of twisted pair wire like that. You probably have it. Let's see. Going out, let's see. Is the battery going in your Woods Runner? Yeah, I'm just gonna, I mean, at least theoretically. This thing had a battery, a 3D printed scale battery. And that was why I was thinking about it. I don't know what I did with it though. I thought I had it here. Oh, here it is. So this was the one that it had in it. Let's see. And it was okay. You know, it's multicolor and all that, but it didn't look quite right to me. So I thought we'd draw one up. And I have a couple of other things that I'd like to do for it. Like I'd actually kind of like to make a battery tray style for it. So this is why one of the reasons why Fusion is so cumbersome. It snaps to everything, and sometimes you can't figure out what it is. Yeah, you know, and that's one of the reasons I do like SolidWorks. But of course, that's like I said, this is just a free program anyone can use for what it is, and for free, man, that is awesome. So anyway, okay, let's add those front mount posts onto this thing, like on the like on that red top next to the yellow top. It's just got a couple of those little. It's got, see that detail that kind of comes from the top mount post over and then down. Let's add that, just because. And then I think we're just going to call this thing, because that was the whole point. This was just supposed to be a test stream. So we're going to add a couple of features that are centered on the 6-pack design. I think I made that top portion 4 mil. I should measure it. Diameter is 4 millimeter. Yep. So we're going to make this 4 millimeter wide. We're going to drop a point on this line and then make it snap to the center. Then we're going to snap that onto, oof, come on, that line. That way we know it's in the right spot. We're going to draw ourselves a construction line down the middle. And then we're going to mirror that rectangle we drew based on that. And now let's put a 2 millimeter radius on these. Then select all those surfaces, take them back, make sure it's not a cut but a join. And is that what that? It's about what that looks like. It indents a little bit on the face. Maybe we'll match that, but oh, I was looking at this little indent kind of above the post, but we're just going to make that part for now like that. And that's actually see if I can drop some points on this that are coincident with that line. Oh, I can. That'll make it easy. Good deal. Just want to make sure that I make my points to the same location. Hopefully this is not the most boring live stream I've ever done. We shall see. It will determine whether or not we feel like continuing this type of, yeah, see that's an ugly line. We're not going to do that. What instead we're going to do is we're going to pull a line, and that put weird bend in things. That's where it pulled a snapping line to something underneath. So we're going to make sure that this line is parallel to that one so that we get something that looks good. Then we'll make this line vertical. Ah, see, it draws this stuff into weird.
Hey, are you
Live stream? Yes.
Oh, you actually are?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. How can I do it?
Oh, I'll turn that on.
Can I?
Yeah, start, shut down.
I can't just hit the button?
No.
Okay.
She was asking how to turn off my computer out there. The librarian. So now we have something that looks a little better. So let's see if it'll go up a 0.5 millimeter, just to add a little bit of detail like that. That'll work. So we are going to select the, I don't want the feature. Oh yeah, I want just that feature. Mirror plane. No. So now we mirrored it over there. We kind of have the look I was going for. That doesn't look too bad. It's got some radiuses and things like that on there. I think we're close. All right, comments. Let's see where we're at. You're so, yeah, I can only imagine my focus drawing face. I've never recorded that. Yes, free is great. And this program isn't, I'll say that anyone who is maybe thinking about just now getting into CAD, you're so lucky that you can get something this powerful for free. It was just not a thing for us back in the day. I was hoping you'd do something like this. Thank you. Hey, there you go. And again, this isn't like a how-to on drawing. This is just my thought process when drawing, because everybody's different, but it just gives you an idea of how I took a fairly simple shape and kept it simple and broke it down into little things and how I think and add and whatnot. Nothing crazy. And now, so for 3D printing, you know, we are going to have like a little bit of an overhang here. I think it's so small that we're going to be able to get away without having to use support or anything like that. So we're gonna 3D print all this and see. And again, the whole idea is that I'm going to upload these files. Anything we draw on this, I'll upload. You can all have the STL if you'd like it. I think it'll also give us ideas for other things we can draw in the future. And again, I just plan to keep giving the files away. Must not have your live on air sign on. I do. See, she should have seen. I am live on air. Anyway, oh, let's look one more time. What did the front? So this has a little bit of a post detail there. It kind of comes out a little bit. Should we add something? It's gonna make it more difficult to print. Let's add a small something. It's such a small detail that I think most printers would be able to handle it without much concern. You know. That's weird. So we're going to do that. We're going to pull those each out just a millimeter. And then I'm going to take and throw a chamfer on it of 1 millimeter. Oh, I don't know why I have too distant on. Oof, that's too much. 0.5 millimeter. That's better. That's better. God dang it. This is the delay. Like, I caught the very first one that said, show your screen again. But however long the delay was between when I actually reacted to that, when that first comment was. Let me show you what we did. I thought we learned. Wow. You see, I'm not an epic streamer. What we did here, I drew a couple of simple circles on the front. Then I extruded them out 1 millimeter. Just to add a little detail. And then I put a chamfer on it. Just to, for one, to make it a little bit easier for the 3D printer to start climbing out. Because it has to print some of this stuff out in space. But when it's coming at these first levels, it's just a little string. So these bottom ones are gonna suffer a little bit. But like I said, this thing is so small. The detail, it's gonna be okay. So we'll be all right. We can do a couple little things like cleaning up. Let's put a little radius on this guy. Like happy little tree. I can finally feel like Bob Ross. 2 millimeters. See? Let's clean that up. Let's throw a happy little chamfer on these. 0.5 millimeter. I think that looks like a battery, right? And you know something I don't know that I've ever done in Fusion is use text. So let's find text and let's type HD, just HD. That's enough. Let's find a font. Will it find anything cool? What about impact? Impact is on there. Hi. HD. See, told you I haven't used text before. Text HD and impact because I like that font. Oh, I think actually I have used text before. I'm lying. So we're gonna do that, and then let's just put it 1 millimeter into the bottom. Let's not do 1 millimeter. That's too much of an indent. Let's do 0.4 millimeters. 2 layers of 3D printing. Simple. Maybe be a little bigger so that it doesn't have such a hard time with the inner part of the D. Boom. Little HD in the bottom. That's it. Nothing to it. Yeah, that was the whole point of this stream. I'm not going to go much further into that. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, while we're at it, we're going to save this body as an STL. We're going to hit OK. We're going to go onto the desktop. We're going to say Optima battery from the stream. Hit save. And I'm going to upload this thing to Thingiverse right now. And that's all we're going to do. I just wanted to test this whole thing out, see if any of you guys liked it, or if watching me draw in CAD was the most boring thing you can do on the internet at 10:30 at night. Y'all in? Y'all done? Good deal. I'm going to throw it up on Thingiverse. I'm going to link it back in the description of this video. Let me know what you guys think. If you like it, if you don't, thumbs up if you do. Sweet, great. That's it. Well, since I'm not sharing my screen, I'll just go to this and I will start uploading it to Thingiverse while we're chatting. I'll keep an eye on the chat. We can go through a little bit more of that. See what you guys think. Thingiverse. Interested in maybe more money to invest. Yes, you're gonna need a 3D printer now, right? So, okay, Thingiverse, let me log in. We're gonna upload. Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong Chrome account. I'm not logged in on this one. First one to successfully print this battery wins. Yes. Everybody print it and post it up on Instagram and tag me, and then I'll share you in my stories tomorrow. Create, upload a thing. Let's see. What did I just call this thing? I already forgot. Optima something. There it is. Uploading. What 3D printer am I using? I'm using a TiVo Nearest here at home. I have a TiVo Tornado at work, or it's my printer, but it's at my office. We have a number of printers there as well, but my TiVo Nearest is here, and it's super easy. There's so many printers. Like, it doesn't really matter what I'm using. Find one. Get a Creality or an Ender 3 Creality or CR10. Tons of different ones. Name this thing. Scale Optima battery. Live stream. I don't know why I'm putting that, but that's what we're putting. So let's find the RC category. We need some tags. Scale, battery, axial, Harley Designs. What? Good enough. Let's not get crazy. Do we need anything else? Summary required. We need to put something. Here's a scale battery for 3D printing. Designed in a live feed. And I think I can link a video in this, can't I? Can't I not? I don't know. We'll do that later. Publish thing. What program are you using for the AutoCAD? Fusion 360. Oh, I think I keep... Here we go. Thing number. I'm posting it in the chat for all of you people. There's the chat. I'm going to put it in the description. We're done. Thanks for joining, everyone. Again, let me know if you actually enjoyed it, if it was the worst or not the worst. We'll figure out what we're doing. So sometimes when I'm typing, it will actually, so I have hotkeys on my keyboard here. So like you're seeing there, when I hit these buttons across here, it switches my camera views for me. So that's why when I was typing stuff, I was probably hitting hotkeys and not really thinking about it. So, good morning from the Netherlands. Did I miss anything? Yeah, we're kind of done. Just a fun little stream to do some drawing live. You guys get to see what I did for something simple. Hopefully somebody had fun. Why not, right? All right, that's it, guys. Take it easy. Have a good night. If this worked out well and people enjoyed it, we'll do more of these and come up with fun stuff to do. All right, see you guys.